Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Idle Park Talk Show. Today, we will be exploring a topic that is as old as time, a topic that transcends social class. Doesn't matter if you're poor, rich, capable, handicapped, it doesn't matter. Today, we will be exploring infidelity or cheating, if you want to call it that way. And we will be looking at why it happens, figure out how to determine when it's happening. It's an interesting conversation, and we are joined by the Black Pearls. We have Patience, Fanny, and Ibai. Bella, I think. preferably, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're all welcome.
Thank you.
How are you today?
We're really good.
Good.
Thank you. And you guys?
Good.
Always fun to come and join with you guys. So let's spill the beans.
Spill the beans.
Perfect. So we will dive into it right away. So the term cheating, infidelity, might mean several things to several different people, right? So in your opinion, if you could please try to tell us what cheating or infidelity means to you. Anybody can start.
Okay, let me start. Okay, thanks for this opportunity. This is a very controversial topic in relationships, and to me, what I understand by cheating is not not respecting the terms of your relationship. It's when things start getting out of hand, when one partner starts disrespecting the commitment, if it's a marriage relationship, and this could come in different ways. It could be, to me, cheating is like when you engage in another relationship apart from the one that you had signed up for. And this could be in different aspects, maybe it could be sexual, it could be financial, it could be anything that's not in line, it could be emotional, that like anything that's out of the relationship that you have with the person you had committed yourself to. That's what I look at cheating to be like.
In any order, it doesn't matter.
Fidelity to me, or cheating, is breaking the agreement without the knowledge of the other partner, because there could be concession between both partners. So we could not consider that cheating because you were aware.
Right.
So when you secretly go out and you're emotionally engaged with another party outside of your marital home or outside of the relationship, then that becomes cheating, because I'm not aware, or you're not aware I'm going out. So that to me is cheating.
So for me it's straightforward. Like extramarital relationships with other people. Could be a man, could be a woman. That's what I consider cheating.
Yeah. So is it only limited to marital relationships?
No, in any relationship.
Okay.
Like in committed relationships. And when I say committed relationships, I might be talking about boyfriend, girlfriends, people in courtships, people that are engaged. Like anybody in a relationship that is one that is committed with each other but decides to go out there and then get into another relationship.
So you guys are kind of alluding to the fact that there's a social contract when you start a relationship, and when you start breaking down social contract, you consider it cheating.
That should be an agreement between both parties.
Between both
that we are
parties.
in a committed relationship, because sometimes you might think you're committed in that relationship, but the other party doesn't think that. So when we have decided that's a commitment, then you break that commitment, then that's cheating.
Yeah.
But if one party is not aware that, then you're like, I didn't cheat on you because I wasn't committed to you.
Yeah.
But this is Ghana. Let me just come in here. This is something that will still boil down to the fact of having a conversation, and I think that it's very timely, because when you have young people that starts getting into relationship like dating, right from the beginning, I think whether a boy or a girl, you should ask each other if
are we in a relationship.
There is anything that's existing here. Like, are we committed to each other or not? Is it an open or a closed relationship? Because there are people that are in relationships, as Bera rightly said, that think that they're in a committed relationship when the other person says, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
But why didn't you have this conversation? If it was just a one night stand, tell me it's a one night stand.
Yeah.
If it's something that you want it to happen, while we get to know each other, then we should have that conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's quite true. I believe that, again, I would say women, generally speaking, typically would be the ones who assume that a relationship is a committed relationship, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And again, without having that conversation,
yeah.
it's hard to know.
Yeah.
Men are a little bit more passive when it comes to commitment.
demanding relationship.
Exactly.
Right.
Because men want the sex, women want the relationship.
Yes.
It's no,
That's a fact.
yeah, that's true. Men want the physical, which is exactly sex most of the time, and then women want the emotional piece that
And the
comes with that,
commitment.
right?
Yeah.
The emotional piece comes with the commitment as well.
The word that is
I
what
know.
we want.
Without,
I think that's
yeah.
a disconnect between men, because women control the gate to any sexual relationship. A woman can decide to have sex with anybody tonight, and she'll have sex with anybody tonight. A man, if you decide to have sex tonight, you have to look for
You have to
somebody
work
who's
really
willing
hard.
to have sex tonight. So it's really difficult for men to have sex.
Right.
It's very easy for women to have sex. It's challenging for women to have relationships. It's easy for men
Women
to
to
have
have
Right.
relationships.
That's gonna come back to the spontaneous part.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just bring spontaneous because men are always ready for sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If a woman is spontaneous, that man will have enough sex
All the time.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So then the man is relaxed. That I don't
Right.
need to go and be spontaneous
Right.
because my woman will always come to me.
Yeah.
So that is the part I wanted to just drop.
You
in
just
there when
chose that. You had to train that sex part. You had to train the sex part there.
And I see where you're coming from. I see where you're heading to, right? But we'll get to a point where we'll explore why
Right.
or why not people cheat in their relationships,
Yeah.
or why they become unfaithful.
But
Right?
I think it's a given that everybody agrees that cheating is wrong, right? So the main thing we want to get...
The word itself is wrong.
Yeah. So the main thing we want to get in is why
Yes,
people
why
do,
it's happening,
and try
yeah.
to understand why people do what they do in their
Yeah.
relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is it fair to say that cheating, what comprises as cheating is different for different people? Could you give me examples of what you would consider cheating? Acts or omissions that you would find. So, for example, if I was having a me time in my washroom or bedroom masturbating, for example, would that
So
be
people
cheating?
consider cheating.
Is
yeah.
that part of the agreement you people had from the onset?
Yeah.
Because some people, when they get into that relationship, they have the do's and the don'ts.
Yeah.
So if, for example, we understand with each other that we should be satisfying our sexual relationship, our
Desires with us,
desires
right.
together,
Yeah.
then you go into the bathroom and start
Doing that.
enjoying yourself by
Yeah.
yourself. I'll consider that cheating.
Yeah.
Can you explain how it is cheating? Isn't cheating going out?
It's not
and
going
having
out, but
It's
cheating
emotional
on the
relation-
relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Emotionally.
yeah,
With
emotionally,
yourself.
you're cheating on me because we are supposed to be enjoying this act together.
Okay.
But then you decide to have it by yourself. That's
Right.
cheating
So
on
that
me.
would be cheating.
Yeah,
Okay.
without my
That's for you,
knowledge.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me rephrase. I don't completely agree with what you said.
Yeah.
And honestly, I would say circumstantial.
Yeah.
Because, for example, if you are with your husband at home, there are times that you might not be available
Yeah.
for sex.
Right.
For example, sometimes if I'm having my period, I don't want to have sex.
What man wants to have sex at that time?
People do.
People do.
Excuse
You will be surprised. People do.
I don't want to. Yes, I don't want to have sex during my period.
Right.
And if my husband has that urge,
You know you can try the other side, right?
oh God.
What other?
And if he has that urge and he wants to go in there and just like bring down the nerves,
Yeah.
I'm okay with
Okay.
that. But if it becomes a habit,
Right.
that's when I'm
It
concerned.
becomes a problem.
Becomes-
So
But I don't consider it cheating.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So if he is not available when you want it because he was pleasuring himself
Yes.
privately,
Yes.
then that's an issue.
cheating.
and that's the
Yes.
problem for me. Honestly, I don't consider it cheating. Then
Okay.
that's when I think there is a problem and he needs to seek professional help.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So for me, I'll not consider it cheating as long as he's not physically sleeping with someone or
Yeah.
physically doing anything with someone. Because at the end of the day, sometimes we don't explore these things. We need to get to a stage where we can understand why it's happening.
Yeah.
Then we can get help. But the fact that I start labeling it as cheating, then I don't want to handle that problem.
Yeah.
And
So-
if you're aware that it could happen, then it's
Yes.
not cheating. But
Yes.
someone who doesn't know
That's okay.
anything that it could happen,
Yes.
Yeah.
what are you doing like that?
Yeah.
But if I know that something like that can happen, then you can do it freely without
Is
calling
it common
cheating.
among men to?
I can't speak
me
about
time?
that. I haven't experienced.
How about women?
Well,
Women? I
to
have
each
friends.
their own. We
Yeah.
can't be spilling the beans out here.
You know, I want to set the parameters of this conversation, and I'm not trying to be intrusive.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about the general, because oftentimes the conversation
It's not,
always
it
going-
shouldn't be specific.
Oftentimes the
Generally.
conversation is usually, oh, it happened for some people, it doesn't happen for some people. We're talking about the general
General,
population.
I haven't
Yeah.
had friends who talked about it,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't speak for it because I want someone who tell me that this is what I do to myself.
Right.
Then how was it? I've heard people talk about it, but I haven't had a one-on-one with someone to say, oh yes, I did that. To myself."
Are men
And you're a
more- are
coach.
men-
When you do, you let us know.
So
Okay, Ghana, there's something about where we come from in
Right.
Africa.
Yeah.
Masturbating yourself is like a taboo.
Yeah.
That's something
Yeah.
people
Yeah,
don't
it's
even talk
cultural,
about.
it's a cultural
Even
thing.
other sexual, apart from the
Fantasy.
traditional things
Yeah.
we do on top, man
yeah.
on top,
Yeah.
every other thing is considered a taboo.
Yeah.
So even if we are doing it, we are not
don't talk
saying
about
it
it.
out
Not saying
there.
it. That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
because
I agree.
I wouldn't find myself like I wouldn't feel comfortable sitting with my friends
And say, "Oh, I
this is
masturbate
what
a lot,"
I do,
yeah.
and I know I have a husband
Yeah,
here,
right.
so they will start asking questions.
Yeah.
So to me, that's a topic that we don't really
it all depends
address
on the
But this is
ordinarily.
the Idol Pack talk show. We talk about everything here.
Ghana,
Yes.
I'll tell you something. You know, yesterday we had the show and we were talking about people getting to know their bodies.
Right.
How do people know their bodies?
That's
I know.
one
How
way.
do you?
Yeah.
Nobody talks about it.
That's one
Yeah.
way
It's
of doing it.
happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, eh?
Knowing the body for me was during the act. I
Okay.
haven't taken time
To explore.
explore myself to know. It's when I'm doing the act that I'm being aware,
Yeah, be
very
aware.
alert
Okay.
to know.
Okay.
To
Yeah.
do it has to do with exposure, how exposed you
Yeah.
are, and what friends you have, what conversation to try things like that.
Right.
So to me,
Can-
I have to do the act to explore my body.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you think of any other thing that might be or might not be considered as cheating?
Cheating.
You know, cheating.
Pornography,
When we
for example. If a man was once in a while or a woman once in a while watch a few minutes of porn,
I will not,
how is that? What's that?
from my perspective, I will
Yeah.
not look at that as cheating.
Yeah.
What I would look at as cheating is when you, as a person, gets involved. It could be physical,
Yeah.
or it could not be physical.
Yeah.
And when I say it could not be physical, is you meet somebody online. People are meeting people on social media
Yeah.
Yeah.
without the knowledge of their partners,
Yeah.
and they are talking about all kinds
Of
of
things,
things.
Yeah.
yeah.
And sometimes you go into people's phones, you see all kinds of
The
pictures,
messages, yeah.
and you won't even imagine
Right.
that those are things that are happening. So if I see that, I
Yeah.
consider that as
You
cheating.
consider
It's
it
not
cheating, yeah,
physical.
yeah. It's not
but
physical, but
it's
cheating.
It's
Yeah.
cheating. That's
You're
true.
emotionally cheating on me.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's the same level like physical? And when we talk about physical, what does that mean? Does it mean
The
like just
actual
touching
interact-
touching somebody, kissing?
The actual
hands,
Yeah,
sexual?
The
I've-
actual
I've-
sexual
I've-
thing.
so-
It
yeah.
shouldn't even be sexual.
Sexual,
If
everything.
You
So if
kiss
you kiss somebody,
yeah.
that's cheating.
Even
Yeah.
if you grab
If you hold
somebody's
somebody's
arms,
Oh, boy,
just walking
come on.
around, holding
Come
their
on.
waist.
Caressing. and-
Yes.
You cannot minimize the least of it.
Exactly.
Men will
Come
take-
on.
By flirting with a man, he could turn around and start following you.
Even by
So
blowing a
flirting.
kiss to a person
Yes.
out there, that's
Are you
cheating.
kidding
Yeah,
me?
Yes,
I can
of
blow
course.
a kiss, I would be okay with it to blow to anyone. However, how is that person taking it? I
Yeah.
remember a time I was sending everybody love, like, thank you so much. I don't know what I would have done without you in my life. Like, everyone on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would be so surprised.
Yeah, big mistake.
that people took it differently.
Yeah.
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 Are you okay? But
Yeah.
that was me appreciating everyone on my phone.
Right. And that brings me to the point.
To all the friends that I had on my phone, to me, it's normal.
Yeah.
To someone, it means something different. So who
Like
are you
people are-
dealing with, and what are they dealing with at home?
Exactly. Yeah.
I might not mean anything to say that, but you would take it. Oh my
Right.
God, she's
Like we know some very friendly people that are really just friendly. There's
Social
nothing
people.
bad, right? Like very sociable people.
We have
They like to
Christian-
hold hands. They like to, smile at you, and even kiss. Some people go in the francophone regions in Cameroon. They're very in terms of pecs and stuff like that.
Yeah. So it
That-
depends
yeah.
on where you're coming from and how
Right.
you perceive things.
Okay, it all boils down to the type of relationship you share with your partner too.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll take an example. I always take example from my own
I
experiences,
know you.
right?
You always do.
My husband calls a lot of women around him sweetheart.
I know he does.
Yeah, he has called you sweetheart. He has called a lot of people.
Yeah.
At first, when I started dating him, when I heard that, I was like, what do you mean by that? So when I went out with him more often, I heard him calling all the ladies around sweetheart, baby. I'm like, okay, so I'm not the only person called baby. So, but then... So I didn't consider that as cheating, but other people, when they hear their husband say sweetheart or baby to another person, that's cheating already. And they could have reason. Yeah. So if let me say, calling them sweetheart and not following suit with the cheating act is okay. But when it comes to sweetheart and then you start getting out of bounds, that's when we consider it cheating.
This brings up the point of that having that conversation, and that's why I always find it's very difficult to have this conversation. Yeah, we can sit here and say have this conversation at the beginning of your relationship, but you had to discover that within the relationship, and you had to make adjustments.
I made adjustments.
Like, how do people going off in a relationship have these conversations when they're not equipped with all of these things?
When you are exposed to it, then you ask questions and you come across with. Her husband were calling baby and sweetheart.
Everybody, right.
The husband is very open to people, so he attracts more women because women like someone who is like listening. He can listen to you forever.
Right.
So women draw closer to him, come closer to him. So when I got married to him, I saw that. In the beginning, I was like, whoa. What is
it was going on
He
here.
was so close to one particular woman.
Yeah.
That they were having a friendly conversation. The woman was even helping him understand me at home.
Yeah.
But when I got to know him, I saw, okay, that was helping us.
Yeah.
Then I understood. But we will not have a conversation like that because
at the beginning of a relationship.
Because he doesn't assign any meaning. I'm the one assigning meaning. So I have to ask the question to understand.
Right.
So we assume a lot of things that are happening because we've seen it somewhere.
So what I hear is there a gray area where a man or woman might go a little far but still not be considered cheating. So for example, in your case, some other woman might feel like that is going too far. They might not. You clearly are saying that it wasn't necessarily cheating on you, but some other person might say that the emotional relationship that they both have, because there's an emotional connection there.
There is.
And someone might say that you probably have you probably investing too much emotionally in that connection. And might find that cheating. So is there a gray area?
There are gray areas. Let me tell you, I do believe there are gray areas because there are lots of men that don't feel comfortable having conversations with their wives or boyfriend or girlfriends, but they have like very detailed
with other people. With other people.
Some other people. Yeah. And then you tend to ask yourself, why?
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty gray because people like to talk to people who listen to them.
Yeah.
And honestly, when maybe your partner start having that kind of conversations, trust me, they start getting more attracted to that person.
Oh, because think of the conversation we have among men.
That's a gray area.
It gets that.
So
when you have experienced that, then you look back, you said, but what was happening during that time?
Yeah.
Then it helps you. You're not fighting.
Yeah.
It helps you grow.
To say, I might become a better listener. I might be more open.
Yeah, because marriage is for our growth. But if you're not open to look at the growth part, then you keep fighting with the partner involved in the marriage. So
that's the great area.
It can definitely go closer to a point where. But this lady was married. She was married, so that was where it gave me the confidence that.
Put it down. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, again, not being specific about that situation, right? Yeah. But do we agree or disagree that sometimes those connections or the gray areas may eventually transform into full-blown out cheating?
Yeah. But this is what I'm telling you. Honestly, people are attracted to people that listen to them. People they are able to share everything with. And then they start thinking that they are in the wrong relationship until they have to get physical with this person.
Right.
And then they realize that this person might just turn out like the person they were running away from. Because then they need to find another person to which they start having that conversation.
Right. The grass is not green on the other side.
That's it. You know. But honestly, it's easy to have this conversation when you are not in that relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, when you are the listener on the other side and like, maybe she would have done it like this.
Right.
You are the counselor at that time. You can counsel them, give them all the advice until you find yourself in that situation and then you don't know what to do. That is a great area for me, honestly. Yeah.
I think cheating is really a great area. I just wanted to throw in there. people who divorce, they have higher rates of divorce in their second relationship. So
If you divorce in your first relationship, because the problem.
divorcees have higher rates of.
Why is that?
I don't
You
know.
know?
It's
No,
just something
I-
interesting that I just wanted to throw there. Not that it's on the topic.
I think one of the reasons is, you know how they say you carry the bleeding from your relationship into the
Yeah.
next and bleed on the other person?
Yeah.
You have to heal.
Yeah.
Before
I think before you can move on, before you can get into another relationship, it's a process.
Yeah.
You have to completely heal from what actually disintegrated the other
Right.
relationship,
Yeah.
and you're starting something new,
Yeah.
which means that you keep the past in the past.
Yeah.
Because if you carry all the trauma in that relationship into the next,
But how easy is that? How easy is that when someone breaches your trust
Yeah.
and betrays your loyalty? It is easier to say deal with it. It's harder. It's easier to say deal with it, but it's very difficult to. So it's very likely that those feelings get carried on.
it is
To-
it is
to-
personal.
to the
That is what I'm
next-
saying. I know we come from the background where we think that it's very okay to just like internalize things, but honestly, I would say this. I don't know who is gonna bash me or not, but bashing makes
Nobody's
me
bashing you
better.
here.
African people need to start seeking for professional
Therapy.
help.
Yeah. I
That's
totally
And
agree
it's
with you.
not just, it's not even have to do with therapy. You have coaches everywhere. You have
Coach Bella's
counselors
here.
everywhere. People need, and honestly, I want to stress this out. Don't go to somebody you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Go to someone you don't know.
Yeah.
Go to a complete stranger. Then, if you want to pour out your mind,
Yeah.
you're free. You feel free
Yeah, that's
to
true.
do it there. And we know it's not easy. We tell people to deal with it. You cannot deal with it except
You need help.
you make that conscious effort to say, I want to heal from this.
Right.
Yeah. So for me, that's my opinion
and
about it.
and healing from something that take long time, because
Yes.
infidelity can be more than rape.
It's
It's more than-
serious.
it's serious.
It's destructive.
It can take for a very long time. So when someone has cheated on you, there are two options. Are you gonna forgive them and forget, or are you gonna still fight with it? Because if you don't make a decision, you're gonna carry it
Yeah.
throughout. Even when he doesn't put the toilet paper on the right spot,
Yeah.
you are fighting him on that, not the toilet paper.
Yeah.
So it's something that we ought to think about before you even get into cheating on
Yeah.
your wife, on your husband, because your relationship will
It breaks the trust. Yeah.
will suffer
affected, yeah.
for a very long time, because when trust is trampled upon,
It's
takes a long
hard to
time
build it back.
again.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Just for one night
Yeah.
or one act, it's hard.
Yeah, interesting. I was gonna add, do you feel like men and women have like different perspective on cheating?
Good question.
I would say yes.
Yeah.
I would say yes.
Fanny,
Could you explain?
I want to get everybody's answer before we go.
Somehow.
Somehow.
I'm like,
Patsy?
Yes, for me,
the way
yes.
they're
Yeah.
wired.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think the difference is like?
For me, I do think like it's a little different, because women are the people that will cheat emotionally. Men are the people that will not invest any emotions when they cheat.
Yeah.
Yeah, a man can do whatever he wants, comes back and just wash.
A man
go
can
to the
have
washroom.
sex with a woman and still love his wife. A
Yeah.
woman cannot.
Yes.
Well, a woman still
can.
have it, yeah.
But generally, no.
Generally,
Women
you want to
cheat
look at the
with
percentage,
emotions.
will be more for men than
Yes.
Yeah.
If
I'm
a
ju- I'm-
woman actually, honestly, I won't lie. Women that just get up one morning and go out to cheat.
Yeah.
Especially, I'm not talking about boyfriend-girlfriend
Right,
relationship.
married.
I'm talking about marriage
Yeah.
relationships. Yeah.
I'm just saying, women who
If you see a
women who
woman-
go out to cheat like that have already emotionally
They've
checked
invested a lot
Have
emotionally.
already
That is
emotionally
what I'm
checked
saying.
out.
They've thought about it for.
Yeah, they've emotionally
Yes.
checked out of the relationship.
Yeah.
Before
A
they
man
start.
can go and see something tonight and just sleep and still come back and love his wife.
That's
the
why
same.
you
So,
men.
yeah.
It's
My
your eyes is
husband
a
used to
physical
tell
now.
me that a man is a born cheat,
Yeah.
but for women it's not acceptable.
It's not natural to women.
It's not natural, yeah.
Yeah.
Men again, like we've always said, men are a little bit more physical, and when it comes to cheating, which involves sex,
We just want to remove the
men go do the physical thing and they're gone. They might have
No
zero
emotional.
emotions attached to the act
That's
of
what I'm
sex,
saying.
right?
Yeah.
But once a woman steps out of a relationship, if I were the man, I would not want to be part of that relationship again, because she's gone.
Yeah.
It takes a lot for a woman
Woman
to
to
do
do
that.
that.
Once it's done,
Yeah.
me personally, I'm like, this is not a relationship that this man.
I think the woman has emotionally checked out. If
She's checked out.
That's true.
Because normally we always think of when the woman cheats, the man is scared to go to a place where someone else has visited.
Yeah.
But now you're saying something that the man, you don't want to engage with the woman because she won't love you anymore the way she loved you.
It's
you know.
And sorry to cut you short. I was just gonna say, does that change a little bit? And let's just be clear, we're not justifying any cheating here. But does that change a little bit how you see cheating?
Cheating is cheating.
It doesn't change?
It doesn't change.
Okay.
There's no
fine.
justification. We can only provide.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to justify it.
I want to say this, and it's me always saying it. As a woman, and from a woman's perspective, myself, if my husband cheats, and I want to stay in that relationship, I'm not going to address it. I'm not going to even bring it up. The day I bring it up, I'm out of that relationship. I'm not kidding.
So if you don't bring it up, then you're not addressing the issue.
I'm not.
Most men, if you don't bring it up, it's that you're telling them that they could do it again. No, they will do it again.
And
when you address there's no impact.
Wait,
I don't know.
When you
depends.
address it, he will say forgive me and he will do it again because he knows he's gonna come and say
That's when you start asking for what you want to hear.
But
if you keep it to me from a woman's perspective, but if you keep it inside me, if I keep it inside, it's gonna hurt me more. I need to tell you where I'm coming from. But I would make sure or ensure that I'm telling you what I expect going forward. There should be a consequence.
Exactly my point.
That happens again. So I should be firm with my consequence. I shouldn't just say that you do it again, then I stay there and keep doing the consequence. As soon as I explain.
So if you don't, I agree. If you don't address it the first time it happens, what message are you passing?
This is
Can I say something?
This is what funny. Let me just learn. I say this is me saying it, and I'll tell you. Every single time, I'm just saying it because I've realized, like it's just something, or it's an observation. If you ask most women that their husband have cheated on them out there, it doesn't matter what conditions they gave, he cheated again. It did not change it. And he will come back 4 or 5 times and ask you to forgive him. And most African women have stayed. I am making this choice. I will tell you. We are human beings, and we are wired in the way where we consciously, I call them conscious mistakes. We make conscious mistakes and wants to be forgiven for the conscious mistakes we make. I don't want to address it because I know you're a full-grown man making conscious mistakes and expecting me as a full-grown woman to forgive you for those mistakes. And honestly, I'm telling you today, as long that's me, if I address it with you, I'm leaving your house. If I don't address it, I will consciously. When I say consciously, make you to understand that I know. But I don't want to address it because I want to keep that respect and earn it in front of you. And the next time you do it, and I know, and I want to address it with you, then I'll be addressing it with you with divorce papers. Like, you know what? I'm not going to handle
husband, this is not a threat to you. This is we're just having a conversation.
But what if the man says, it happened the first time, you said nothing, so I assumed you were okay.
Why was I supposed to address it when you know you were already going out of the commitment that you made?
The fact that you didn't say anything gave me the impression that you were okay.
There's a lot of beliefs behind this
so
cheating.
What I am saying, that is what I'm saying.
That I've experienced is that we just believe that it's okay to cheat.
Men.
Yes.
It's okay for a man to do it.
It's okay to cheat. So the men growing up, I can't speak for all. Things that is okay. That's how you build respect with the woman in the house. Let's go back to Cameroon, as you always mention. Now, if I'm cheating, the woman in the house will adjust. So we've carried that belief. Now we are doing it in our own homes, and even spreading the word. If you cheat, you'll get respect from you.
I don't think men cheat with any of that in mind.
There is. You want to question most of the men, you will get that. I didn't get most, but I get a few that I heard from. That if I go out there, I will gain the respect that I deserve. So
if he goes and cheat,
yes,
you gain respect from his wife.
Out there, then my home, because you think it's a competition, then you can be good in the house. I'm not speaking for all.
Yeah,
There are
some.
a couple that things like that.
Yeah.
That they build respect by having so many women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe when I was young and single.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
or not
yeah.
married.
I wanted to
Amen.
throw in
Yeah, Fanny,
something
go
about
ahead.
the cheating
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
Because even though we're not yet going to the reasons, right?
Right.
I, on my own part, if my own husband cheats on me,
Right.
I would want to understand
Why?
why he did what he did.
Right.
Like they always say, we may cheat on you, but we may still love you. But
Right.
I want to understand why you cheated on me.
Right.
It could be something that I may have done.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you don't need to do anything.
No.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like,
Right, yeah.
I need to know
Yeah,
why that thing happened. But that doesn't guarantee the fact that I'm going to remain in that relationship anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just wanted to
let
add
me
that in there.
let me rephrase
Takes
this.
a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah.
to-
Honestly,
Yeah.
a man says, I'm sorry because he got caught.
Yeah.
Everybody says I'm sorry because they got caught.
That word-
Everybody.
Yes,
word like that. I'm
Exactly.
sorry. Don't tell me I'm sorry. Don't say a
exactly.
word.
And
What
that
should
is
they
what
say?
I am
Just-
saying.
Just
Wait.
listen what I'm saying.
That is
Patience, calm
what
down, calm
I
down.
am saying. Because if you never got caught,
yeah.
will I hear a sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you stop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, these are some of the gray areas that
Yeah.
we have here. When somebody goes and cheat and come back, you don't address it, and he goes again, or you address
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've said it, and
But
I'm saying it
I
again.
think we have situations where people go out there and cheat and their conscience doesn't let them rest and they confess
Yeah.
without you catching them.
Yeah.
That is
But that's not the majority, though.
Well, but it happens.
It does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
a,
Everything
that
does
is a
happen,
tide,
yeah.
that is 1 out of 1,000 men.
Yeah, but it happens.
Maybe women.
happens.
Men.
Men have done it. Women have done it.
Let me
Question.
ask this question.
Yeah.
Do you feel women will be ready to a husband who just comes on his own and say, "Oh, I cheated you. I'm sorry." Will a woman be more willing to accept and forgive, or she's still gonna check out?
Whether you tell me or not, it's still hurting.
So rather not tell you, right?
So at the end of the day, just do what
You know what they say? What don't you
just
doesn't
do
what you don't know doesn't hurt you.
Doesn't hurt. Just do what you feel is okay. The decision is always for you. Are you willing to stay?
Right.
Even with that,
Yeah.
then you see how it progresses. Because things happen in marriage. There's cheating. You in the house, you're nagging. You're doing other things.
Yeah. I'm gonna
So
get into
cheating
that.
is going outside. Of course, you can bring diseases at home.
Yeah.
But there are other things in the house that is happening between you and the man. I'm not justifying. I'm
Yeah.
just saying those things. We have to open our heads and
Right.
listen to them.
Okay.
For me, when I look at people, anyone who hurts me, I'm asking myself, why is that hurting me?
Right.
From where is that coming from?
Right.
I'm not justifying the man's action, but I'm
Yeah.
looking at me, how it hurt me. What did I learn about me that I can I still stay here?
Yeah.
And what can I do to help with the relationship as well?
And for some terrible reason, I think the victim of this act does more work
than the person that committed the
perpetrator.
act. And that is what
Which
I
is
am
really-
saying. as
it's-
some-
it's-
like my sister Fanny just said that I will ask him the reason why. He would have had that conversation with me before thinking of going out there. If I was doing anything wrong,
Okay.
why don't you tell me that no?
Yeah.
Before you go out.
Before you go out there and say, okay, if I said a categorical no, I wasn't going to change.
Right.
There is a reason for you to go out there.
Yeah.
But you don't silently go and do your
mago mago.
issues, and then you come back and you want to justify that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back. I wanted to bring up a very famous incident. A couple of months ago, Will Smith and Jada. So the term now is not necessarily cheating; it's entanglement.
Entanglement.
I
It
feel
was an
like
entanglement.
we need to take a minute or two to kind of explore what that was all about. Cheating. Entanglement. What is it these days? I get a feeling that you defined it.
That
You
was just-
defined it as how you see fit and how you want to get what you want to get out of what
how it
happened.
helps the
Sugarcoating
relationship.
the word.
She was just sugarcoating it
That's
to just
sugarcoating
to
the
get out
word,
of,
yeah.
of the responsibility. What disrespect! That was so disrespectful.
But when you look at what I heard from it was during the time it happened, they were kind of separated.
So that's part of the gray area we're talking about.
I can't speak why it happened or whatever, but when I heard it was like they were
So
separated
that's the gray.
between the time.
Yeah.
You two are living in the same house. You
But
are.
I don't know the
bodily separated.
I don't know
You're-
I don't know the circumstances around it. I don't know how separated they were, but the separation was somewhere in the middle
Okay.
there. But
Would you take that, Ghana, if you were Smith?
That
would you-
was total disrespect. I felt so bad for Will Smith.
Yeah.
But if they're separated and they are not emotionally engaged and all that, so
that's why I say it's a little bit different from men. Because for a man values loyalty. Sorry. If a man's reason to stay in a relationship is because a woman is loyal, and that means he's providing for her, he's taking care of her needs. By the time you start to go out there, you take need from other people sexually or emotionally or whatever, a man can consider
there's
cheating.
no point.
Yeah.
There's no use for him.
Yeah.
He's useless.
Yeah.
Once you start getting it somewhere else, why is he there?
Do you guys think that it's possible to forgive after
I think
cheats?
so.
Or it's not possible?
For men, I feel like it's a little bit difficult because men have ego involved. Women, not so much. And again, it boils down to the point that we say cheating for men is different for women. Like how men really, for a man, it crushes down your ego. It's like you're a man, it just takes you down to zero.
So it's hard for the man to forgive a woman from cheating, which
it's
is normal.
hard.
But a woman can easily forgive because there's that emotional attachment.
There's that emotional attachment. So there's no emotional attachment for men to have sex with other women, right?
Or other people.
So forgiveness is possible somewhere.
It's possible, but I think it's more difficult for men because it crushes your manhood. Because what do men, like I said, men earlier look for loyalty in a woman. If a woman is not loyal to a man, it just, what's the purpose of it?
Do you feel that if the women will stand firm, would the men still continue to cheat? Like stand firm to say to set those boundaries and say, this is what I value, and be firm about it. Do you feel
I know. I think that's a tricky conversation because what are you standing firm on? Let's say you've had a conversation. I'm cheating because of this, and this, and if a woman is not holding her end of that bargain, how can you? Is that standing firm?
Ghana, Let me come in here from what Bella is saying. Like you put the boundaries,
right, for
it to work, for him not to do it again.
No, let me give an example. I'm not giving you sex, but I don't want you to cheat.
That cannot work.
That cannot work.
So
no, that's hard.
Ghana,
you have a bargain, right? You have your own bargain to hold up to.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You're working on your relationship.
Right.
Everyone is putting in the work.
Exactly.
You mentioned the victim most times.
They do the work.
It shouldn't be one-sided.
It shouldn't be one-sided, right?
The person who brought the pain ought to do the work as well, and you ought to see and feel that they are doing the work.
And for me, this is the problem. That's why I say, if I want to address cheating, I'll not be with you.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this from the perspective where sometimes when somebody cheats, like as Songraddy said, the person that is being cheated on is the one that does all the work, not the person that cheated.
Right.
You think that I'm setting all those boundaries. If you ever do it again, I'm leaving. Most of the times for me, it's a waste of time.
Right.
You know what I do? I think most of the times that when somebody already make that conscious effort to go out there to cheat on me, what I'll be doing at that time is to protect this me.
Yeah.
And every single thing I'll be doing at that time, Bella, will be to protect my mental health.
Right. Yeah.
Physically, mentally, spiritually will be me.
Yeah.
I'll not be thinking about you. So that is why I don't look at it from the perspective where I need to set boundaries, because either way you're leaving the house, you're going to work, you're doing whatever. You can sit in your car there and get a quickie and come back and look at me like nothing happened.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I'm not going to set boundaries to a fully grown adult.
Yeah.
I will put in place measures to actually protect this.
Those are the boundaries
to protect
you're
yourself, right?
Yes.
So the boundaries, because at the end of the day, it's you. It's not about them.
Yes, it's not about them.
If you're staying there, it's about you. How you're gonna stand.
He cheated on me.
Yes.
You understand? So why should I be putting boundaries for him?
So the boundaries you're doing are the measures you're putting to take care of yourself.
Right? Not putting boundaries.
To take up, no. They're not putting boundaries on other person to go out.
Cannot.
And if one of them is me not having sex with you, I will not do it.
Right.
Yes. So it's something that both of you are putting the work. You're not having sex. He's also putting the work by waiting on you.
Yeah.
If he waits.
Then that would determine your relationship.
Don't we think that repercussions or punishments from certain acts cannot be as aggressive as that? If he went out for sex and you're saying he's deciding to come back and be committed, and then you're saying, well, you can have that sex for I don't know until you can.
But because look at it,
isn't it?
You guys go
causing more problems.
You guys go out there.
Which guys? Why are you pointing at us?
Men, let's say men.
Okay, the men go out there, they cheat. Yes. Not because they love those girls they're cheating.
No, they don't love them.
They love us.
Yeah.
You get the point.
Yeah.
And then you expect to come back.
Yeah.
For me to fully
open myself to you.
To you.
Yeah, I'm not.
Is the only way of committing or punishing, depriving him from sex?
No.
It's the way you're defining
Silence
it.
at times is the best treatment.
treatment, yeah.
It's the way you're defining it as punishment. It's not punishment.
Right.
There is something that has happened on you mentally.
Yeah.
So I won't be sleeping with someone I don't feel safe with.
Right. Yeah.
Because the safety has been threatened.
Yeah.
So I need the time to be mentally stable to have an act with you.
Yeah.
So those are all the boundaries you're
I'm not
setting
even
to take
gonna
care of
get
yourself.
wet. Like you touch
Yes.
me, I'm
You
not gonna
use
get
a
wet.
look.
So it's all
Just
those
because
things.
I know that you're touching somebody out there.
He knows,
Yes.
but he knows you so well, and he knows what to do to
What
get
to
you
do.
to where you need to be.
You don't need to get. We have
That's
lubricant.
just-
Marilyn said yesterday that I
Have
want somebody who will be
sex
able
with
to
the
have
brain.
sex with my brain.
Well,
Before going
That
down
goes
there.
through.
It's good luck to her.
Good
though.
luck. Because, like I said, we don't care about the brain.
Yeah, that's why you have to think before you go cheat. You have to think of all these
If
consequences.
we cared
that
about the
happen,
brain, all the smartest women will be having sex. But
Yeah.
that's not happening.
It's not
So we
happening.
don't.
I have a question. I'd like Fanny to start. You have a conversation with your partner, for example, men, women, it doesn't matter. Then they tell you what their deal breakers are. They list everything, but cheating isn't part of it. She tells you outrightly that if you cheat, it doesn't matter who you cheat with. I will forgive you because my deal breakers for me is not cheating. There's this and this and this. What message do you think that partner is passing across, or how do you think the other person receives a message like that?
Well, if you give me your deal breakers and cheating is not part of it, that doesn't give me the effort to go and cheat on you.
Okay.
It doesn't say go out and do it because it's not a deal breaker for him.
Yeah.
If I respect that relationship and I want to have it grow, I would not have cheating as like if you respect your relationship, you cherish the person you're with. Even if the person doesn't consider cheating a problem, that's not something I should engage myself in. That's the way I look at it here.
Okay.
Bella.
Anybody else?
Coach
You want to
Bella.
go first?
Go first, Bella.
Maybe you want to rephrase the question because I kind of caught up myself with her answer. Can you
So
ask it?
if your partner provides you with deal breakers, right? What he or she would not take in a relationship, and cheating or infidelity wasn't part of the list that they provided.
So you're
what
saying
does
that they're okay with you
they're
cheating?
okay with you cheating. That's yeah. It's how is that the message you get when they say cheating isn't
General
a deal
or
breaker for
specific?
me?
General.
Okay.
You make
So
it specific if you want. General though.
It would now come down to what you value as well.
Right.
You
Yeah.
give me a deal breaker, but what do I value?
Yeah.
To me, I don't value other people sleeping with me when I'm not gonna stay with you for for a long time. That's one of my values. So what do you value? That's what I'm gonna ask myself. If I value cheating, then I would take that as a gateway to go out.
Right.
But if I don't value cheating, why should I? So it all comes down to what Pearl Pasi was saying, that whether she talks to the man or not, if he wants to go out, he will still go, because he admires it, he likes it. He knows, him alone knows where he's going. So
Who cheats more, men or women?
Ghana, let me just say something
Yeah,
before you
follow
go to
up.
that question. Well, the truth is nobody likes to be cheated on.
Yeah. That's
So
true.
even if the man does not mention cheating as part of being his deal breaker until it happens, then would you see how he's going to react to that? So I don't believe that any of us sitting here would want to be cheated on, right?
Yeah.
I, for one, I would not want to. I will not want my man. I will not want to cheat on my man.
Yeah.
So even if he doesn't tell me, don't do it, because that's the beginning of the breakdown of that relationship.
You just focus on what you
your values, like
the
you said.
relationship.
Yeah,
You want the relationship to grow. Me going out there and breaking the agreement.
Yeah.
I'm
What
not
do you
saying
gain from that?
We can also
What do you
leave
gain from the
mistakes.
What do you gain from that one-time enjoyment?
Oh.
Look at the future. Look at the back. What you've
Yeah, I
been
know.
through.
That's-
Look at what
that
you're
is-
looking
that is-
for in the.
We're going to get into
right,
that.
yes.
We're going to
Yeah.
get into what
So that single enjoyment
And
at
then
that
at
point
that
in
time-
what are you going to get out
Especially
of
when
it?
I have
Yeah.
kids
nothing
that I have to-
no major positive.
It's a pleasure
thing.
of the body, and it goes after.
Yeah.
Let me go back.
She's gonna break it.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I know I haven't answered to that, but in retrospect, let's think about it. When people get into committed relationships, I'll come back to married people.
Yeah.
When we start putting deal breakers into place, right? Maybe do you think that person did not put in cheating as one of them because it is something he thought or she thought was not supposed to happen?
It could be.
If you don't put it, if we are talking about deal breakers and you don't mention it,
Yeah.
It doesn't
then
mean
it's not a deal breaker.
That's a little bit complicated though, because
doesn't mean it's
if you
okay.
sign a marriage certificate, that's already part of the deal, isn't it? They tell you,
Exactly.
There's assumption that you're having.
yeah, there's
Yes.
an assumption that you have to be exclusive.
in a marriage relationship, nobody is supposed to cheat on the other because
That
it
is-
is a commitment. It is a union.
yeah.
Yeah.
The man is not expected to go out. The woman is not expected to go out. So I don't expect a couple to even put that.
Put that
a
as
deal
part of
breaker.
your deal breakers. Yeah.
You don't think
you're supposed
so?
to be committed
No.
to each
We
other.
don't.
For-
We are not transparent.
Yes, for people that are not married. You understand? If they want to talk about deal breakers, because we have people that are in courtships, getting ready to get married. Those are the people mostly that will discuss deal breakers.
Yeah.
For most of us that are already married, sometimes
Yeah.
we never even thought about it
No.
before
It
getting
is
into
assumed
marriage.
when you
It
sign
is
a marriage certificate
assumed,
that you have to be
just like
exclusive.
how when people get married in African tradition, the next thing is children that
Yeah.
have to start coming.
Okay.
They don't want to enjoy your life. You
Yeah.
know, they don't want you guys to enjoy your lives,
Yeah.
right?
That's why it's
Patience.
hard. That's why
I
it's
just have a-
heartbroken when it happens,
Yes.
because we know that is not supposed to happen. Then it happens. That is
Okay,
why.
I just have a follow-up question to that, Patience. So does it mean if you're not in a marriage relationship, let's say you're just courting or dating
Yeah.
boyfriend, girlfriend, and your boyfriend cheats on you,
It's more tolerable
is
to
it
cheat in that relationship.
tolerable or...
That is what I am saying. For a case like that, right?
Yeah.
That is why people break up engagements.
Yeah.
Because it was just an engagement. But when it comes to marriage, that's a different ballgame.
That's
There's
a different
lesser
ball game.
consequences.
Yes, there are lesser
I mean,
consequences when it's just an engagement.
It's not
when
right,
it's dating,
but there's
right?
lesser consequences. to it.
And
And
sometimes-
people can easily walk things
Oh,
through when you're
exactly.
married than when you are just dating and committed in a courtship. It's just something that
Yeah.
again everybody deals
Don't
with it
forget
differently.
when you stand for church, for better or for worse, it's for everything.
Yeah, it's for everything.
And honestly, most of the
Yeah.
times when we stand there making all those vows, we always forget the trouble
Yeah,
That comes with that.
that comes with those vows.
What are some of the
What?
troubles?
this one you're
Cheating
talking
is
about.
one of them. Infidelity is the top.
Is the top.
Like a woman will be crushed
Yes.
and traumatized her whole life if something like that happens. And for men, it's exactly the same.
Right.
I've seen people out there that have become addicts, that have become
Yeah.
like addict to a lot of substances
Yeah.
out there.
Effects, yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah.
because
It's
of
big.
things like that.
It's big.
So
Oh, yeah.
mentally, people become destroyed.
Yeah.
Mad, totally.
Yeah.
agree.
So for me, it's something that when you're taking that vow, honestly,
Infidelity is something that should be
Okay,
putting
let's try to get into the reasons. Before that, who cheats more, men or women?
a song, are we in line?
Are we allowed with this question?
That was the next question.
Yeah, which is more? There's no order. There's no
It
order.
depends. It depends.
Vanny, we're talking about the general.
There is
Yeah.
nothing to
We need to
generalize about
sample
There's something-
everyone to know
Yeah.
that. Because
think-
if we
I
are
think-
going to this
Let
point where
me-
it's not physical, it's
let me
emotional.
give- yes.
Then we have to sample Facebook, sample
think men do.
Instagram.
Let me give my opinion
Right.
outright.
I think men do physical, women do emotional.
And I rightly say, many years ago, I won't lie, if I was on this show, if it existed, and you ask me this question, I'll tell you that only men cheat.
Right.
No, women.
And
you have been
it's
enlightened.
now, no, honestly, it's now that I'm starting to know that
Yeah.
a lot of women are getting engaged in these things.
Yeah.
And we cannot actually, like, I don't know if I've read the statistics that say men cheat more than women.
Yeah.
What I know is I can't count.
Yeah.
It happens.
So women empowerment have made women cheat.
No, it happens.
It's not about
It's not
empowerment.
It's empowerment.
It happens around both genders. But I know that most of the times when I hear this question, I rephrase to who does it more often?
Yeah.
Who is more likely to cheat? I think
Who is
that's
more
the
likely
question.
More
to cheat.
likely to
Yeah.
cheat.
Like accessibility is one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, men are more likely
Yeah.
to cheat than
Yeah.
women. So that's my answer.
I agree.
Men are more likely.
I agree in terms of physical cheating, men are more likely.
And another question I want to just add on that one you asked.
Yeah.
What would you say the percentage is for relationships that are being cheated, that you have infidelity.
Yeah.
What's the percentage?
If I
Would
want to
you
make
say?
an
Would you say
educated-
majority or say
Minority. I'll say minority. If I want to make an educated guess.
educated guess?
Yes, for married people in North America, it's so difficult to cheat here.
Who told you that?
It's hard work.
It's hard work to cheat here in North America.
So
In
would you
Africa,
say
it's easier.
Africa is majority of people
Yeah.
cheat?
Yes.
Majority
I'll
of
say
men.
maybe
Majority.
50.
You see where,
Men.
you see
Yeah.
where we
Men
are coming
mostly.
from
Yeah.
with
Yes.
the fact that they are looking for those.
But here, I
The
think
environment.
here I think
Yeah,
for me
it's so
here
difficult.
it will be lower, just because it takes a little bit more.
Yeah, it requires
They-
more
it,
effort.
it requires a little bit more effort
Yeah.
Okay.
to get to.
Our society in Calgary, it's mostly married people.
Yeah.
Right.
Take an environment around Canada where you have a lot of single people.
Right.
The cheating rate is very high.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Higher than married people, but not as high as it would be back home.
well,
So would you to make general statement for
Yeah.
for everyone? Would you say is majority marriages there has been an infidelity in it
In Africa
think
or here?
in one way or the other?
Here, I think it will be a minority.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I
because
think it'll be
it takes-
minority.
well, we
Yeah.
can't conclude on what we've not
Yeah.
gone
We're talking-
around sampling
we're just
people.
making-
we're just making
You're just
assumptions.
making
We're just
Yeah.
making an educated
Yeah.
guess.
Again,
Yeah.
based on circumstances, right?
Yeah.
Imagine here, a man, most men, I don't know if most, maybe I shouldn't say most men. Men go 2-3 jobs,
Yeah, most
2-3
men.
jobs
Most
to meet
men.
up to demands, right?
The
Yeah.
third job could be a woman's house.
Wow.
Maybe. Yeah.
Possible too, right?
Yeah.
But I think generally speaking that there is less time
There is less
for
time.
cheating.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm
No,
just
yeah.
saying there is
Yeah,
there's
the
less
chances,
time
yeah.
for that.
Even at the job site, you could cheat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even
Yeah.
looking at it from the perspective where, as somebody's saying, like, you have 2-3 jobs, most of the times, like, how do you run 2 homes? Because if you have
And
a
it's
wife-
expensive.
And that's the thing.
It's not
Money
cheap.
too.
Cheating-
It's
cheating is not
expensive.
cheap, Yeah.
Man, you gotta
You
kill
have to-
yourself.
and
Well,
that
the truth
brings
is, when we are looking at running 2 homes here, most of us are financially stable.
If
Some
you
of us-
have a girl
that you're running a house.
that you're cheating with,
Girls
it's not
these
for
days,
free.
That one that wear Louis
not for
Vuitton,
free.
The one that wear all the branded stuff.
You-
Are you kidding?
You might not be paying her
Cheating
rent.
is not cheap.
You might not be paying her rent because she can do that. But you'll be buying her the brand names, the Louis Vuittons, and you'll be taking
the
her for
Chanel.
dinners
Yeah.
and for lunches
You
all
might be
over the place.
surprised
It
that they don't
is
have to pay
expensive.
all of those things.
Exactly.
Oh, they get it for free.
So you might
But
not be surprised.
Do you
that
know anyone who offers? Those
Some people
things? I'll take it.
I don't know,
Some-
but I
some
can just
people-
say that we are just being open to the generalization
Yeah.
that you might be
It could be
surprised
free.
if you were
It
to
could
go
be
out
free,
there and
yeah.
start checking.
But any man
So-
who's he's cheating because he's bringing value. The woman is accepting
Yeah,
him
because
he's
he
bringing
adding value to her life.
And
Somewhat.
honestly, that's what women want from men. Women want men
Value.
for their resources. Men who have resources have more options and they have more propensity to cheat.
And sex could be one of
So
those
you
resources.
feel that the
Sometimes
men
it's not
with
only financial.
the
Yeah.
higher status cheat more than the men.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they have more options.
They
So
have
men
more.
don't cheat because they are poor.
So when you go back
Because
to
they don't have the opportunity to.
because they have opportunity to cheat,
Yeah.
do you feel that the women only want the financial
Most
or the
women,
one the emotional, the attention?
most
It
women
comes-
want men for their resources.
I think that it comes with it, but primarily it's what can you do
offer
for me?
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's
First.
there's nothing wrong in
And
that.
there's nothing
We
wrong
have
with that.
lots of rich women
there's
out
nothing
here
wrong
who
with-
don't have a man of their own and they just need somebody to satisfy that.
That's
Yeah.
what we are
Part
saying.
of
That
it, yeah.
that's-
might not be the
Yeah,
That's
providing.
not-
it's not the financial part, just that emotional
Then that
part
is a
of
different
it.
kind of
The
relationship.
that's a different kind of.
The attention.
But do you
But
think
it's
that
teaching-
woman is we're talking in cheating? That's fine. But those women don't consider those guys for relationship who are just there for the sexual thing.
But is that cheating or not?
That's
It is.
That's
cheating.
cheating.
Yeah, that's what
Look,
cheating.
let's be contextual here.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that we talked about living in North America and then as compared to Cameroon.
Right.
We know that in Cameroon, a lot of girls will date men because they're poor.
Right.
And the men do
Anywhere in
understand
the
that,
world.
yes, the girl have needs.
Not that of power, sorry.
Yeah, no, but in Cameroon precisely, I
Yeah.
always use Cameroon because you have a lot of men that are financially viable that take advantage of really
Yeah.
young girls that have nothing.
Who's taking advantage of who? The girl take advantage of the man or the man is taking advantage of the girl?
He can have you if he wants you because he's giving you
Well,
some
you can
money.
have his money if you want.
You can't have his money.
Why
if
not?
you
In
want.
exchange.
In exchange of what you do, then
You
can
must
have
give
his money.
something to
Yeah,
have
so,
something.
well,
So,
He's-
no, that is what
No,
I'm-
my point is we're always framing this conversation as
He's
if it's
giving.
a man taking advantage
No,
of
no,
the
no,
women.
no, no.
But these girls are taking advantage of the men
even
too.
a woman takes advantage
Yeah,
of a
yeah.
young
So
guy.
We're
I'm
not
just
putting
making
it
that
one
clarification.
side.
No, but she framed it that way.
But no, I'm just saying this because most of the time,
Right.
the person that is on the lower side.
Right.
It's being taken advantage.
It's always the one that
Victim.
Okay, let me.
Who's lower side?
Let me. How do I say? Let me retrieve that word.
Right.
Take advantage
Yeah.
of. The person that's on the lower side is a person that's in need.
Yeah.
And they think that if they exchange this, then
Yeah.
they're gonna get this.
That, yeah.
That is why you see lots of girls go into those relationships,
Yeah.
maybe back home.
Right.
But let's come to the West, where we find a lot of working women that financially are there.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
They can take care of their bills. They can do the minimum
Yeah.
that is required of
Yeah.
them. I think it boils down to the fact that sometimes at this level, what we want from you, whether man or woman, will be the attention that we need, will be the respect that we need, will be the fact that we want to grow together.
A person who cheats with Jay-Z, for example, because this has been a little bit.
Yeah.
You think what are they cheating with him for? For affection? How much time does he have to
give
provide
you
affection?
No, but
For example.
no,
Everybody
that is,
cheats
no,
for
that is
different
what.
reasons.
But
This what I'm trying to say here is the fact that the context is different.
Right.
There are women here that have everything but don't have a man.
Yeah.
At that time, do you
What
think
is
that you
everything?
just
Financially
Patience.
stable. a
Ghana?
good home.
When I say everything,
Women who are financially stable are looking for a man who's more financially stable.
No.
No.
Some
Yes.
women will
No.
just need somebody to.
It's not about
and
satisfy
financial all the
that
time.
that is my point.
Yeah.
We are at different levels where we want different things.
Yeah.
Yes.
And especially as humans, right? Every single person will want the attention of another person. That person that you can talk to, that
Yeah.
person you can smile with, that person you can do.
You'll be
things.
surprised.
Well,
man.
you're not seeing
You'll be
a
very
professional lady
surprised.
It's not about
on her own,
financial
who's
all the
checking
time.
a
At this
jobless guy.
level, no, at this level, for example, I'm not married to my husband because he's rich. I'm married to him first of all.
It's
because he
none
gives me
about the
attention
financial.
that I want.
Yeah, okay.
Let's talk
I'm
about.
married to him because he gives me the respect.
I
that
I
deserve.
disagree.
Respect doesn't
I'm
feed a
married
home.
to him
Respect
because-
doesn't feed a home. No, I
the
do-
finance part.
Because
yeah.
if
There's nothing
There's-
wrong in a woman seeking a man
One
who
thing-
can provide for her.
No,
We-
provision.
No,
we did not
We
say
didn't say that
that.
there was anything
No,
wrong with
we're
it.
not saying that. We're just
But
making
you
sure you
think
have
that
all
the
the you have
end
all
goal-
the reasons
Right.
that are put in place, not just the financial
Yes.
part.
Yeah.
We're also bringing the other parts that the woman would desire from a man.
Right.
The absence of ability to provide kills all of that.
You
Yeah.
sure?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Oh my
You're
God.
speaking from your own experience.
From the way,
For most men.
Generally
from the
speaking.
way- from the perspective you guys are coming from, it means that
Speak to the
even
mic.
when we were in secondary school, we had no right to date anybody.
Speak to the mic. Speak to the mic.
Right?
Right?
You guys were broke. What were you guys
But
doing?
yeah, you guys don't. Did you guys stay with us? You left us. You left us.
There's a lot. There's a
because
lot
this
about
is
the woman
very
you have to
important
find
because
out.
women, the value that they bring their beauty. That's what men are looking for in women. Men are looking for attractive young women.
Before anything else.
Women are looking for financially and resourceful men.
Financial stability.
That's a social
first.
exchange that has
Wow.
been happening for years, for history of time. That's why you see kings who marry peasants, the queens will never go for the lower level guys. Because
Says
they-
who?
That is.
Give me an example.
Give an example of a woman who will go for a lower level guy.
I'll take an example.
Yeah.
When I was back in the university, we went to the same university together.
Yeah.
The rector of our university got engaged to the driver of the house.
Yes.
So you can't.
It was nothing.
Yeah.
But she look at the level. So
Right.
what was she going
Doesn't
for?
matter.
Right.
There's something.
So
that
was she
you're
going to
looking for.
provide her with the finances?
I don't even want to
That's the
that.
exception.
When we
Isn't-
start
isn't
talking
that
about
exception?
Question. How did that end?
Isn't that
They are
exception?
married
still
today.
today.
But is that the exception or is that the rule?
Well,
And that is what I want to
No.
tell you.
Let Fanny
Ghana-
answer that question.
Ghana-
Let
Ghana
Fanny
will-
answer the question. Is that the exception or is that
Fanny
the
will not
rule?
know that.
Why does she not know?
Because I cannot count.
It's an
Come on.
exception.
Yeah, you can't say
That's an exception. We all know that that's an
Ghana,
exception.
let me tell you.
We all know that that's an
A
exception.
lot of queens will not go for peasants. You
Right.
know why?
Why?
Because of the situation
surrounding them.
Take the example of Lady,
We're not talking about the
Diana that
situation. We're
died.
just saying we're stating a
When
fact.
Lady Diana died, that is when we knew the truth of what was going on in her life.
Yes.
She's an
But-
exception.
But this guy was one of the wealthiest
Okay,
people on
what-
earth.
what-
What are you talking about?
And this is what I'm saying.
This guy was rich,
He was-
filthy rich,
Right.
richer even than the queen,
Exactly.
richer than the royals.
And why was
So-
she attracted to him?
You
Was
think
it-
she didn't
you
want
think that
financial
she lacked
stability?
Something?
You think she lacks something?
Did she lack something?
she lacked
How much did
emotional.
she-
I think she lacked
Attention.
that.
she wanted the
Attention.
attention, not the finances.
I agree with you,
The
but
attention.
is that the rule or the exception?
Let's put all
Well-
the points why a woman would desire a man.
Yeah. What
You what? Let's all give reasons.
Yeah.
You what would be a
a
reason?
woman desire men for the resources.
Okay. Resources. Specify the resources.
Yeah,
You have to be
financial
able to-
resources.
yeah.
Women want men women want men who are better than them in every aspect. Women want men who are taller than them. Women want men who are more educated than them. Women want men who are more financially stable than them.
So short men have no chance.
That's
with men.
that would be your experience.
The short men have no chance with
most women don't date short men. Most women will categorically state that they don't date short men.
The only reason I don't date short men is because I'm short.
Thank you.
If I was tall, I could date a short man.
Well,
then I'm saying most women will not date a girl shorter than them. That's a fact. Am I lying?
So are you saying that?
My dad was shorter than my mom.
That's an exception.
Are you saying that women are visual now? Are you saying that women are visual now?
Women are very visual.
I thought the men were visual. Then the women
women are visual, but not as men. In terms of that, most women will not date short men. That's a fact.
So what would be a reason why a woman would desire a man?
It starts with, again, I agree with Ghana, financial stability. A woman wants a man who is able to
there's nothing wrong with
provide, who will be able to provide for her and her kids eventually when kids come. No woman wants a man who, it doesn't matter how emotionally present you are, it doesn't matter how attentive, it doesn't matter how much you listen. If you do all that and you're not able to provide for her and her kids, you're useless.
That's where all these relationships start in high school and they break up in university. Because these girls realize that these guys cannot provide for them. It happens in almost like 90% of relationships that left high school to universities.
So that has, but when you look at now, today, do you feel that is the same way that it's just focus on finances? Okay, let the women answer now. So, Patience, what would you feel that what does a woman want from a man?
Yeah.
Categorically.
The first thing.
Attention. And respect.
Okay.
Protection.
What is protection?
Protecting them from the vipers around.
What does that mean? That's very vague.
Okay.
Yeah. What does that mean, Fanny?
How can I put this? They want a man
who can stand up
for them, who can not necessarily the finances, who can be there to comfort them in that time of need.
Attention,
need. Yeah, need. Attention and protection goes together. I believe so. Not necessarily the finances.
So I give you an example. I'll give you.
You have a jobless girl who's available all the time.
You have
expecting you.
Ghana.
You have you have a man who makes 50,000 annually. Right. He's present. He's emotional. He's all that other things that you need. That's the first. That's one guy who approaches you for marriage, for example. You have a second guy who makes 100,000. Right, because he makes 100,000, it means he's a little bit more busy. So he's not all that present. He listens. He gives you a reasonable level of attention, right?
But not as a broke guy.
But not as someone who
is always available
at home. Who do you pick?
Okay, I always go by this saying that no condition is permanent.
What does that mean?
Poor guy could still become a millionaire tomorrow.
That's the point I'm making. Women will marry on your potentials because they want you. The woman will not want you to stay the same. They want you to
and
grow.
Caring husband. I'd rather go for a poor, attentive and caring husband than a rich husband.
He's going to stay like that. He's not changing his job.
No, change is constant.
No, he's not changing his job.
Unless he wins a lotto.
Yeah, he's staying in that job. He's not growing.
He's arrived the top
of his career.
His level of
not growing.
Put him there.
He's
not growing any more than 50,000.
Okay, let me come in here.
No, let Fanny finish the question. Fanny has to answer the question.
Well, to me, I would rather stay with a guy who attends to me, who's there when I need him, than the rich billionaire who's always flying around the country.
With you.
Okay, if they are going with me, that's okay. But if they are leaving me here by myself, not giving me the attention, even flying with me and not giving me that attention, I may end up going out of that marriage because it's not all about the finances. Money cannot buy the love that I want
what
for
is
you.
Attention? Because this term, women always use this term attention.
Okay, let me
what
come
do women mean by attention? Can we clarify
let me
that?
come in here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to say that because most of the times you guys say we get married to men because they are financially stable, they can provide. What you don't understand is that it takes a mature woman with wisdom to find potential in a man.
Yeah.
And what you guys are ignoring here is the amount of support we offer as women.
No.
Before the relationship and after the relationship.
You're talking about potential.
Yes.
When there's potential, you can see it. And that's you're not going for the affection and everything else. You're going for the potential.
Do you think
but if there's no potential, you don't consider that person.
Do you think that everybody can see potential?
No.
Not everybody can see it.
We just see what is now.
That is the difference.
But what I'm saying is, if there's no potential, you don't consider.
Because you're marrying based on that potential. So your potential financial security. That's what we're saying.
We are not denying your point.
This goes both ways.
Yeah.
Whether man or better woman.
Right.
And I'm just saying this because
I'm sorry.
Men don't care.
It doesn't go both ways.
It doesn't go both ways. Men marry anything they like.
Yeah, men don't care.
They don't care about your level of education. They don't care about how much money you will ever make.
Yeah.
Because they don't care.
Men don't marry
let me land.
Men don't marry woman based on that.
Let me land.
They based on what?
Wait,
your youth, your beauty.
She's landing.
That's it. Your femininity. That's all why men marry.
We are here to talk about cheating.
We've gone far.
I'm really surprised that we are delving into all these things that has to do with attention and this and that.
Those are the reasons for cheating.
This is the reason for cheating. We are the reason for cheating.
Since we think that women are more
speak to the mic.
Since we think that women are more attracted to men that are financially stable because they can provide.
Right.
Why do women still go out there to cheat when they are still married to billionaires?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a very valid point.
Why should men go out there to cheat when they are married to billionaire women?
Yeah. They already have the money.
So what else are they looking for?
So what else are they looking for?
That's why I'm telling you, that's the attention.
I hope
marriage is one thing. Cheating is a whole different ball game. The reasons why people cheat are very different from the reasons why people get married.
And that is why we need to come back.
Then we'll come back to the cheating.
Because now we are somewhere else.
Because the attention part is part of the cheating thing.
Yes,
part of the cheating.
So I guess
we're not asking why we marry men and women.
Why do people cheat?
Yes.
I guess that's the conversation
we're talking about.
Now we are already in the attention part.
We are in the attention. Yeah.
So we're saying lack of
attention.
From the women's side, attention.
What does that mean? When a woman says attention, he's not giving me attention.
When somebody is not only physically present, but it's not emotionally present too.
Okay.
When there's no attention.
Yeah. So what does emotionally presence mean for you?
Emotionally present means there is that connection with somebody that is present there. You know, when a lot of people in Calgary started saying that when I started dating my husband, we did not need to use words. We used to speak with eyes. And it's true.
A lot of people told you that?
Yes, a lot of people told me that, and it was true.
Yeah.
He did not need to say something to me out there when we were out there. Yeah. I understood exactly what he wanted us to do.
He wanted to have sex right now, so he just went to a bedroom.
It didn't really matter.
If it means that, then you go.
Isn't every
so
new
that is why he's asking what is attention.
Yeah.
That's part of it. So there is that connection that is so natural there that you understand that this person is here with me at this time. Attention will also be that you don't spend 100% of your time out there.
Yeah.
At least you're spending 80% or 70% of your time at home.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that spending that time will be in the bedroom or whatever.
Yeah.
We could be sitting there watching movies.
Yeah.
We could be in the backyard. We could be doing whatever we are doing. We are discussing, like, not just looking at the present, but trying to be there for the future and what comes next.
Right.
So for me, that is what I consider attention to be.
Okay.
Coach Bella, what's emotional presence for you?
Or what were you going to add to or say? So,
if I'm speaking with a man, I would expect you not to find solutions to solve the problem.
Oh, really?
Just listen.
Okay.
Because me spilling out the way I'm feeling to you, because men want to fix, and that is okay. You trying to fix it, you're going past the way I'm connecting.
So listen more.
Listen more. Then we go from there.
Yeah.
Because I know that men, I don't know about all, some would take their time to think what you've told them before they come back with a solution.
Yeah.
But it takes practice too, because if the wife has not told you, no, just listen, I'll just say it, then we'll leave it there, then you come back later. But to me, you ought to listen. And that is the beauty of attention.
Attention, right, is being with that person who sits and listens to me when I come up to them for us to have that conversation. Who is there in both in mind and in, like, physically, and the brain is there with me. We're talking about it. We're brainstorming about the thing, because it hurts when you're talking about something and then the next person is like, oh, what were you saying? That there's no attention there. So that's what I look at as attention.
Do you think men are very attentive people in general?
No, you guys are very poor listeners.
Yeah, very poor, extremely.
So how are you guys married to us?
Well,
when what you really seek is attention.
I think you do grow.
That's not only one of the aspects.
Over time, when you draw the attention, you bring the attention to what you would love them to do, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen like that. But when we keep reminding each other that this is valuable to us, then it could grow. We don't expect people to just be like, oh.
Yeah, because it's really tricky because men, I agree with you guys, men are not very attentive people in general. Men, their attention span is very short.
But do you know something? They hate it when you're talking to them and you're not listening to them.
Yeah, because you are the one who is to listen.
Who says so?
Says the social contract between man and woman.
It should be a two-way something.
You know they're saying that make your husband your best gossip partner because nobody out there is gonna hear.
Yeah.
And they are not hearing it because you didn't pass over the gossip.
Right.
They're not hearing out there because they were not even listening. They were not even there when you were talking.
Right.
So at the same time, even the second person asks that story, they'll have to think and go back like, did she even? So this is what we are saying.
But are men? Would you say that men are not good listeners because they are distracted by irrelevance, or you think I
think it's your nature.
Yeah.
Men are designed that way.
Nature is one thing. Another thing is the fact that you men, you're wired in your own way where you have those things that you pay attention to. Can you joke with somebody getting up in the morning to watch his Arsenal match?
Yeah, you cannot.
No.
He even puts an alarm
clock for that
to wake him up, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you're struggling to tell him something, and the next minute he asks you, "Did you tell me that?"
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like the disconnect is because women want men to be attentive like women.
Yes,
men
but they
are not
can't.
attentive. The way you talk with your girlfriend is not the way you talk with a guy. They don't pay attention that way.
No.
It's just how men are wired.
No,
it's just that something I don't know if you guys relate with that, is that men more love their space.
Yeah.
And I
agree.
I
You know what they say in North
grew-
America? Men want sex, silence, and sandwich.
So the space is very important that women are struggling with.
Yeah.
That the moment you realize that this man wants his space, then you know that you give it to him.
Right.
Then when the time is right, then you bring up what you want to talk about. But
why don't they respect
But when
their
we
own
can't,
space?
that's what we have to create.
Don't you think men respect space? I think a man will be so happy if a woman says, "I want to go out and be with my friend and just enjoy that." I think most men
They do respect space.
I think most men respect that.
And it's not something I believe.